Features of the Earth. Landforms of the Earth. The Earth mainly consists of land and water. The land on the Earth is different everywhere. Landforms are natural physical features of the Earth's surface. Examples of landforms are plains, valleys, plateaus, mountains, hills, loesses, deserts, and glaciers. Valley. A valley is a hollow or surface depression of the earth bounded by hills or mountains. It slopes down to a stream, lake, or the ocean formed by water or ice erosion. Systems of valleys extend through plains, hills, and mountains. Valleys are usually in a U-shaped form. Narrow, deep valleys are sometimes called canyons. Plateaus. The land which is flat and higher than its surrounding area is called a plateau. It is also called as stable land because the top of the plateau is flat. Some plateaus, such as the Deccan Plateau of India and the Colorado Plateau of United States, are basaltic and were formed as a result of the flow of lava which covered thousands of square kilometers that built up the land surface. The soil of a plateau is good for growing crops. The Deccan Plateau in India contains black soil which is good for growing cotton. Mountains. These are portions of the earth that rise steeply from the surrounding area. A chain of mountains forms a range. All along the north of our country lie the mighty Himalayan mountain ranges. The topmost part of a mountain is called its peak. The peaks of some mountains remain covered with snow throughout the year. Plains. It is a flat landmass that does not change much in elevation. Most of the population of the world lives on these plains. They are also important for agriculture. We grow most of the crops on it. The northern plain of India is very fertile and is also called the food bowl of India. The Indo-Gangetic Plains, also known as the Northern Plains, is large and fertile. It encompasses most of northern and eastern India. Plant life on the plains is controlled by the climate. Thick forests usually thrive on plains in humid climates. Plains are usually well populated because the soil and terrain are good for farming and roads and railways are easily built between rural towns and cities. Hills. A hill is a natural elevation of the earth's surface, smaller than a mountain. A number of hills joined together form a range of hills. They may be formed by a build-up of rock debris or sand deposited by glaciers and wind. Hills may be created by faults and erosion. The hills are usually covered with grass and trees. The weather on the hills is very pleasant. That is why people from the plains visit the hill stations during their summer holidays. Loesses. A loess, in the geographical context, is a recent deposit of silt or material which is usually yellowish or brown in color. It consists of tiny mineral particles brought by wind to the places where it now lies. Loesses are formed during the time after the Ice Age, when glaciers covered a great portion of the earth. They moved, grinding underlying rock into dust which was deposited on floodplains. The dust dried up and was scattered by winds to be deposited over broad areas. Features of Loess Hills. Narrow ridges. Example, Loess Hills of Iowa in North America. Huge moving sheets of ice are wearing down parts of the Earth's surface in Antarctica and Greenland. These ice sheets are located in Greenland, Antarctica, and other frozen parts of North and South Pole. Desert. A desert is a very large area of land having very little water and very few plants growing on it. There are two types of deserts, hot desert and cold desert. A hot desert is a vast area of land covered with sand. It is an extremely hot and dry area. A cold desert is a huge part of land covered with snow. It is an extremely cold area. It never gets warm enough for plants to grow, maybe only a few grasses and mosses. The animals in cold deserts also have to burrow, but in this case, to keep themselves warm, not cool. Most hot and dry deserts don't have many plants. The people here lead a tough life. It is very hot and dry in the daytime during summer. However, the nights are quite pleasant and cool during winter. It rains little in the desert areas. Water bodies of Earth. Almost 3/4 of our Earth is covered with water. Water is present in different forms on the Earth. These are known as water bodies. Some water bodies which are found on the Earth are ocean. Oceans are the biggest and the deepest water bodies on the Earth. They are large reservoirs of water. They separate continents from one another. There are 5 oceans in the world: the Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, the Arctic Ocean, the Indian Ocean, and the Antarctic Ocean. Oceans are very useful for water transport. Big ships move from country to country through these oceans. Oceans are also the storehouse of minerals and various substances like salt, iron, etc. Sea. A sea is also called a big body of water, but it is smaller than an ocean. It is also used for transportation. The Red Sea, the Black Sea, and the Mediterranean Sea are a few examples. River. The flow of water from a mountain as a stream is called a river. Rivers provide us water for drinking and irrigation. Lake. A lake is a water body usually surrounded by land on all the sides. The water of a lake can be fresh or salty. Pond. A pond is also a water body, but it is smaller than a lake. The water of a pond is not suitable for drinking.